How's it going, everyone? Tonight we're doing some Virtual Boy Wario Land corruptions, which I'm a little excited about. I did a little bit of preliminary. I think we'll get a short stream out of it, so it's a little exciting. I'm planning about a half an hour to an hour. Yeah, I'm excited. We've never done Virtual Boy before, and I set it up so your eyes don't like bleed when you look at it. It looks fairly decent, so don't worry about that. It's all monochrome and blackened out, so don't worry. What's going on, Wasabi Tonic? Good to see you. Thank you for the stopping by. Give me some Texa highs and some Wasabi hellos. Also, Mr. Wasabi, I got my Franker face emotes, so now you can do some tech kappas and tech please. Just in case, if the mood strikes you. In the background, we got WarioWare Inc. from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which just is the right kind of tone that we want for this kind of stream. I am kind of setting stuff up. I might need to do some stuff on screen, some like final preparation things, so we'll do that once we transition. At the moment, I'm just doing a couple things behind the scene. But yeah, we'll get started in just a moment here. I'll let the music roll. I have my mic off, there we go. I'm just gonna get to the start menu and then I gotta fix all my little windows and stuff. It's been a while since we've done some real-time corruptor corruptions, so it's cool to do them again. Which is nice because I also don't need an Xbox controller. I could use it, but I don't need one. Which is nice. Especially for the Virtual Boy, which has like the two little D-pads, A and B, and excuse me, start and select, and that's about it. Okay, making sure I'm not in the window or blocking anything. Let's load actual gameplay. I'm kind of blocking out a little bit. Go down there. Yourselves. Let's put ourselves in the stockpile. That makes it easier. Good, good, good. Chat's kind of there too. It's okay if we cover the time, right? That won't matter too much. Hopefully we'll put chat up there. I gotta move my alerts now. Should've done this before stream. I decided not to though for bad reasons. I was like, I'll do it on stream. I'll take a sec to do it. Oh well. That's alright. I'm happy with that. Let's make a stockpile. This keeps looping. I don't think there's a lot of music to this, so we're gonna just keep picking our own music. And I'm thinking Gameplay Galleon for next. Oh. Keep that low. I just realized I'm probably drowning myself out. That's not bad. Oh, something I forgot to do too. I need to pop out chat so it's easier to read you guys. Do now. Okay, chat has popped out. I can recommend a program. I think I actually mentioned this last stream too, so it's not like I'm plugging them or anything, but if you're a streamer, I highly recommend a desktop application called On Top Replica. which is an open source project, so you can find it on GitHub. That will copy any window that you currently have open, and I use that to capture a chat window that I don't have to keep in focus anymore. So I'm doing that right now. And that way I can just snap it in the corner, and without having to look at my other laptop to check chat messages, I can just keep it here with like some opacity to it. Okay, that is set. And first thing we're going to corrupt is the title screen, and if you're used to my sort of corruption streams, you might be taking a gander at what we have available to us in like these fields, and it's not a lot. So with like say, I'll pause that so you don't get crossing music. With Game Boy Advance and NES, SNES, we have a lot of memory domains available to us, so we can mess with like PAL-RAM, CGU RAM. Anyways, graphics, sound, visuals, mechanics. We have all these different places that we can corrupt. In this case, though, we only have 3 memory domains, one of which we can't even touch. Because if we do touch it, we'll crash the game and we shouldn't throw it on the stockpile like that. So we have cart RAM and WRAM. That's it. That's all we're going to corrupt tonight. So that's why it might be a little bit of a shorter stream. We'll mess around with the corruption engine in terms of like we can mess with Algenie engine, distortion, freeze, pipe, vector. We won't be able to throw those on the stockpile, but what we can do is we can just take a look at what it looks like when you corrupt it in real time, which can be kind of interesting. And that is the plan for today. I think there's a little bit of music, so let's... I was gonna lower that, but I guess it's too late now. Let's get started here. Yeah, there's a little bit of music. Not that I can corrupt that music or anything like that, but we can definitely try. So, we're starting off with the Nightmare engine. I did a little bit of preliminary, nothing that I wanted to keep in terms of stockpile, but yeah, I guess that's about it. Nothing I want to keep. This is the demo mode I'm actually running through. So we're gonna start off here. As a preliminary, let's just blast this window a couple times with some corruptions, just to see what happens. So, this is with an extremely high intensity, especially for the Virtual Boy. That sounds terrible. Let's knock this down to like 1,000. And you blast it a couple times. With that flash, I should recommend, if you're sensitive to like flashing lights or loud sounds or anything like that, we do get a lot of that stuff here, so if you're sensitive to like epileptic seizures or anything like that, forewarning, we will have a lot of uncontrollable flashing lights and stuff like that, so be cautious. I didn't see too many when I was testing, but you know, better safe than sorry. I noticed we're able to affect the speed that the plane is going by. We can kind of shift the clouds a little bit. Looks like we can affect the layers that are being drawn. Okay. And with Wario, we can affect his position. The plane's spinning rotor. The menu itself. Some of the background. A little bit of the sound too, but it's not the best sound corruptions. Okay, and that's what we get for WRAM. Let's try cart RAM. I don't think I'll get anything for this until we actually get into the game. Tends to be the case. Within game though, here. Actually, with cart RAM, we don't get anything either. So we are only corrupting one memory domain this entire stream, which worries me. Okay, so no cart RAM either. Just WRAM. This might only be 10 minutes. It's okay. Let's start throwing stuff on the stockpile, or at least sanitizing some corruptions and getting some components out. So for that, we're going to be using the Windows Glitch Harvester. And I think I'll stick with maybe do with 2000 intensity. And I need to make a new save state within the Glitch Harvester. I saw this earlier. I don't know what that is, like on the top left of the screen there. I kind of want to keep that, just because I'm curious what it is. Oh, I broke the real-time corruptor's windows. My last color was purple, and then it, for some reason, reverted back. I was using pink today. Also, did it crash there? It looked like it crashed. It looks like some kind of level selection. With 1000 intensity, it's kind of a... It takes about a minute to sanitize it properly, which I just accidentally messed up on that. Oh, 2000 actually. Just because we have so many memory writes that we have to remove for the sanitizing process. So it takes me a sec here. I should keybind all of these keys, which I have been lacking to do. I don't think there's support for load and corrupt, which is something that I'm using on the blast editor here. You guys see that? Yeah. I don't think there's a keybind for that. So I'll have to make my own. Okay, we almost got that. We got 8 memory writes, 4 memory writes, 2 memory writes, and a single memory write that we're gonna throw on the stash and throw on our stockpile and call it. How about level select? Game over. Get that normally. Now we're okay. We skipped a cutscene though. Can we select levels? Are we supposed to be able to do that? No. Is that some kind of like debug menu? So wait, 4-1, this is probably 1-1, but is this 4-1? So technically this would be the final boss fight. Oh, this is probably 4-1. The boss fight's probably the one we're just at. That's actually kind of nice because I was wondering about corrupting other parts of the ROM without getting into it. I didn't want to do a whole playthrough of it, but hey. New point to corrupt. Oh, this is a boss. Okay. This is apparently, I guess, the final boss? I don't think we're gonna beat this today, though. Kinda hard to control in the air. He's a little squirrely. Okay. Well, so we got a level select, which is gonna be nice for corruptions because I was only gonna do the first level and call it there. Now we can try a different couple different levels, which is exciting. I'm excited about it. Okay. Back to blasting and sending. We're just gonna be taking a look for something that that piques our interest, that we kinda like. It can't be too chaotic. This one is probably borderline chaotic. I might want to keep it. Let's take a look at it. We're gonna sanitize it a bit. If it fights us, then we're gonna leave it. If it's kind of easy to sanitize, then we may take it. Gonna fight us, I think. Yeah, it's gonna fight us. I'm gonna pass on that. When it kind of seems breaky like that, where not a lot of things are working, it's best to call it. Because it could be a very long time to sanitize it. There's probably 5 or 6 memory writes that actually cause that. Okay, from the top. This one affects our speed, doesn't it? Let's do this one. Let's get a really fast speed in there. Once we have this, we can re-roll that corruption to see if we can affect just the speed of that scroll by in general, which I believe we should be able to. Lucky. But with smaller consoles like this, it's usually the case that you're corrupting one variable and re-rolling that same variable is probably going to create some other effect related to the one that you originally had. We didn't see that as often on the GameCube with Resident Evil 4, for example, where we had a corruption, re-rolling it pretty much did nothing. It's because it was just one of thousands of memory writes that could have created that effect in one way or another. Anyways, there we go. Send it to the stash. We'll call it speed flyby. Speed scenery. Every once in a while you may notice the emulator doing some crazy things in the background while I'm typing. It's just because it's going through the save states. Let's try re-rolling this corruption. I may be wrong though. It seems to... No, it's slowing it down too. A little bit. Either that or I'm getting used to the speed. We could try manually editing the values, so let's set it to 0 to 0. Set it to FF. Okay, now it's like much faster. So is the music too. So I'm going to send this to the stash as like an extreme example, which is much better. Better to have the extreme example so you kind of know what's going on. Let's continue. Not to plug Starbucks, but they have the coolest looking bottles of this bottle. It looks like a Soul Store bottle to me. Even though they have like more of a rounded base, but I admit that's what made me buy it. Come on, interesting music. That's music. Maybe we can steal it. I hope it doesn't... It seems like it's going hand in hand with the black screen. I hope that's not the case. I'm kind of losing my voice. I don't know why. I haven't been talking... Well, I talked this morning. I work at a call center, so I gotta kind of talk a lot. I guess I haven't talked on the stream in a while either. $32 memory rights. 16, it seems like it goes hand in hand with the black screen. Yeah. Which may be like level related. Maybe it skips us to a certain level and that's the music you hear or something like that. Yeah, I just see darkness is all. What's going on? I'm gonna have trouble pronouncing the first part of your name. Can I call you Extreme? What's going on, Extreme? It's just this part of the emulator, like we can run it normally. It's just this little sound corruption that we have. There's like speed scenery. We'll keep this as like a temporary one. We'll call it like music corruption. You have the real game. I have the real game, but I don't have a Virtual Boy to play it on. I just have the firmware for it. That's cool. It's an interesting game. I'm liking the monotone look to it, but I imagine playing it for real, like this scene here, for example, where the rocks are coming at you. I imagine that 3D effect looks awesome. I never actually got a chance to play Virtual Boy. Well, I imagine it gave me a bit of a headache. Okay, I'm not getting anything else out of that. Let's corrupt it a little bit more. It is kind of Super Kirby Star Wars, isn't it? It's kind of like that airy soundtrack they got. True that. I'm seeing if we're getting lucky with this at all. We only have one memory domain to mess with in the Virtual Boy, which is a lot limited, a lot more limited than we usually are. So I'm just trying to see what we can work with. Hopefully we get more lucky. Never feel bad after playing, really? Okay, fair enough. Now I might not go out and buy one, but I would definitely be inclined to try one. Especially if you didn't feel bad after playing it. There's more music. We'll keep this one. We'll call it to sanitize. Sanitize that in a sec. But I want to keep this one. This is like Silhouette. Let's clean this one up a bit. All the mountains are sort of blacked out. Okay. We have 1,000 memory rights. 500. 250. I don't know if I easily get motion sick. I get sick in a car after, like, sitting in the back and driving in curves for a long time. I don't know if I would get that from a game or not. I've never, like, been on a boat to test it. From the intro, I was looking at the intro while I was playing with the colors, though, and messing from, I think it was in red-blue mode originally, and then I switched it over to monochrome. Just looking at the red-blue for a little while was starting to get me a little sick, so... Might not be for me, but it's still worth trying. It's definitely a gem if you collect it and keep it in nice condition. Okay, down to 4 memory rights. 2 memory rights. And there's our single one. Send that to our stash. Throw it on stockpile, and we'll call it... Oh, I don't know how to spell silhouette. I have to look that up. Silhouette. There we go. Okay, that's on stockpile. Starting to fill up. We gotta sanitize this one. Get that music out of it. This also reminds me of Kirby. Cutesy. 125. 62. 31. Yeah, my voice is starting to give away, unfortunately. Just drink more water. Throughout the day. Great Cave offensive part. I haven't played this all the way through, so I'm not familiar with that part. Although if you know what level it is, we can skip to it. Because we had a level skip, which I'm not sure was intended or not. But one of the first corruptions we got was this one, which allows us to select a level. So we can skip to, like, the end, for example. If this is the end. I'm not entirely sure if it is. Oh, which I'm bad at. Oh, Kirby Superstar. Gotcha, I was confused. I was like, I don't know of a cave in this game. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, well, we got that one all sanitized. It's similar to the song. Gotcha. Let's call it that. Let's call it... What was that? Great Cave Offensive. There we go. Got an original name. Here, I'll put your name on here. We're gonna call this Orimo Extreme. I'm gonna totally botch that name every time. We're gonna call it Extreme's Naming. Unless you have a better name for it. We'll say credit to you. Your naming. And there's a little note on it in case someone downloads it. And let's try re-rolling that corruption. See if we get different sounds out of it. I hear little changes in the audio, but nothing significant. Yeah, just minor changes. Okay. And silhouette. Rerolling that one doesn't seem to produce any results. Okay. Okay, remove to sanitize off here. And start from the top. That's a weird looking cloud. Look at that one. That looks like part of the ship. How about that? I gotta turn that down, that's so loud for me. Thank you, Extreme, for the follow, I appreciate that. This is what we normally do on the stream. Usually we have, I would say, a lot more things going on at once, like we can mess around with the corruptions a lot more. With the Virtual Boy, we're gonna be a little limited, but I like what we got so far. We're working with what we got. And I'm just trying to sanitize that propeller right there. $250. 125. 63. 32. 16. I was gonna corrupt also this part of the menu, but I think the interesting that we're currently corrupting and then the part where we're looking at Wario, they're so closely related that I think corrupting the same memory domain, so it's not going to do too much. Like all the things that are already loaded on screen, we'd already still be corrupting in the same fashion, so we're not going to get any different results from trying it a couple times. That's my estimate though, it might not be true. Alright, single memory right. We can call this propeller, which I'm not going to be able to spell right either. I gotta look that up. How about single propeller? And we can try rerolling that. I don't think that's going to produce anything different. Yeah, it's either Wario's there or he's not there. Alright. Moving along. Blasting from the top. Kinda like that. A lot more bassy. Title's a little bit off kilter. There's our level select again. Still works alright too. It's upper intensity. Actually, let's try switching engines. So we're using the Nightmare engine right now. Switch it over to the Help Genie engine, which is limited by the amount of max cheats that are currently selected, which is set to 50. It's a fairly non-processor intensive game, so I can probably crank it up to 300. The 2000 intensity doesn't matter anymore. It's gonna be 300. And let's try blasting it a couple times. Now. What up, Z? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Bro, what's up? I saw you playing Apex, by the way. I got my 3rd win today. I don't win very often, but I'm happy when I do. I do have a face. Put a voice to a face. Something like that. What's going on, man? I occasionally pull out the face cam. I've only done it like a handful of times, but lately I've been trying to do a little bit more. And we're doing some Virtual Boy corruptions, which is going alright. It's going alright. So far. I don't think the Nightmare engine's working too well, though. It's messing with the audio, though. A little bit. You want to see some crazy stuff? I don't know how crazy we can get here. Let's try. We're gonna switch to the Nightmare engine. Let's go to the gameplay. Let's go in here. Let's do an auto corrupt of, let's do like 30, error delay of 5, and let's just try playing it. We're gonna keep the auto corruptor on, and it crashed already. That was fast, okay. Now we'll try running. Our time's a little messing up. Oh. It's not gonna get too bad. Nothing like GameCube where it just goes insane. But we're at the bottom of the level, and we got a 1-up. That's awesome. That one we just ascended. also just like clown vomit everywhere. Let's increase that air. Well, let's increase the intensity to like 50, air delay at 10, so it will happen less often. Oh, I was just floating. Clown vomit. That's how I describe it. It just looks like just garbage all over the screen. And most of the time it is clown vomit. I got a new Twitch banner up at top, which is absolutely clown vomit. It's installing Linux using like a corrupted installer that created a graphical corruption, and that one is absolute clown vomit. It's gorgeous. I'm very happy with it. Oh, this one he's just sad. Look at that. Poor guy. Wait, my window here. I'm gonna put this here. Put this like there. Top right. That's how sad he is. It sure is. I also can't stop him. New save state is that. It's just him eternally sad. I can't load another one. Here, let's skip from here. There's a little cutscene, which we haven't corrupted that yet. This is an example. I'm curious what we'll do. Not too bad. Oof. There's the waterfall. Okay, too peaceful, too calm. We're gonna move on. Skip on that. New save state. Increase the intensity to 30, no, 80. Let's do tilt types and try that randomly. Hopefully we'll be a little safer. Yep. It's too intense for it. It can't handle it. The poor little tiny Virtual Boy just can't handle it. Oh, there's some... That was supposed to happen. Even though we ascended, we can move around a little bit. Gotta power up. You know what we can do? This is the Nightmare Engine. Let's mess around with the Distortion Engine. So, the way this works is, after say 50 iteration steps, copy the data that you're currently randomly selecting, and after 50 iteration steps after that, back up that data and restore it. So you kind of get some level jumping in between. We'll see how well that works. And we need auto corrupt on. And I may need to up the intensity. It's tricky to gauge what you need for this, but I think the intensity needs to be 300. Let's try that. Yeah, we see a little bit of lagging. The spike ball is like coming with us, but the actual location didn't matter. Okay, that wasn't so bad. The audio is kind of terrible. Oh. Are we behind the level? No, we're just gone now. I like the cave network in the back. You can kind of see. Oh, there we are. Oh, now we're stuck. The end to a cruel run. Okay, let's see if we can break our way out. Ah? work our way somewhere. We adjusted the cave. Oh. Go try. We can try the freeze engine. So given a random source address and the data of that source address, freeze it with the max amount of freezes, so 300. That's extremely graphically or processor intensive though, so let's knock it down to 50. Even that I chug a little bit, but yeah. I'm not seeing too much. I noticed a little bit of a problem with the sprite, Wario sprite, but nothing too much. Let's move on. We could do the pipe engine, so given a random source address, pipe the data of that source address to a different randomly selected address. Max pipes 30. I think it reset the level. There's only supposed to be 2 of those spikes. Oh, unless I'm forgetting myself. And now I can't see anything. You see that frog shaking? Oh, man, didn't last long enough. Okay, stop screeching. One more time. Clear pipes out. Vector engine, I don't think we can use. Try. That doesn't seem to have any effect. Last generator we're not going to use. Cool. So that's got an idea of what we can get from it. Let's grab some gameplay now. So we're already here. We can do the cinematic. I don't know if we're going to get anything else for that, but let's grab that a couple times. We'll use the Nightmare engine with the random parameter air delay of 1, 0, 1. Intensity of 2000. Blast that. And it crops all the objects on screen there. And I guess you gotta really know what the cinematic looks like in order to benefit from this, or to be able to tell that there's a corruption going on, because you're kind of set far away. So I think let's skip this one. Let's do the gameplay. Give that a go. This one here is just a groundhog. All the balls are gone, all the spikes. Can't leave the level though. This one's face is kind of messed up. Stop. Can we keep his messed up face? We shall see. We are lacking music. That's what we need. Let's do... We still have Gangplank Galleon. Should we keep playing that? Let's do... I want to do Too Mellow, but that's a little too interesting. It would distract me a bit. Let's do... Get that one. Oh, that. Not being so loud, though. Okay. Hopefully that'll drown out some of the awful hissing that the game does. And what we're doing last, we were saving his face messed up. Which I don't know if we can keep. Seems to be only when he blinks. So we gotta keep that. It's like he's wearing mascara. Or some kind of just makeup on his eyes. Oh, single memory, right? Throw it on the stockpile. Call it. We'll call it no eyes. And to reroll that one. This one had a bit of an eye flicker, but it went back to normal. Yeah. Alright, moving on. Oh, that's not bad. Let's keep that. Just Wario surrounded in a room of blackness, which is depressing and sad at the same time. I'd like to be able to preserve that if I can, which it's definitely hybrid corruption in order to create that. Hopefully it's not too many memory writes. If it is, we'll keep it in an unstable state. I'll call it something like Wario's last wear. Okay. Single one. Wario's last wear. We'll call it like Wario's nightmare. Wario is afraid of the dark. Wario's nightmare. Let's mix that with no eyes, just while we're here. Merge those stash keys, and we will throw those both on and call it Wario's nightmare. We can remove the previous two entries. Yeah, that's good. Okay. From the top. That one just looks like a neat corruption for a second. I like on the left side of the screen, it has this kind of wall that disappears. Half a second there, kind of looks neat. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, everyone. If you celebrate it, I don't. This one looks neat again. I would like to keep this if possible, but I know as I begin sanitizing it, we're going to lose that effect almost instantly, and it's going to be a lot of work to keep like 10 of the memory rights when we're randomly slicing them stable. 99 level up? That's cool. He doesn't even have to actually fall into the ground, but he had to. That won't get annoying at all, right? Just a couple more. There we go. Last one. Sash. Stockpile. What do we call this one? Or cheated? That just sounds cheap. Wario. I'm bad at names. Wario cheats, that's all I can think of right now. And to re-roll that one, seems to affect the amount of hearts we get. 72, 28, 68, 8. My favorite number is... not 8, so it's 296. Wario's luck. We'll call it that. Okay. Coding history, starting from the top. I don't know what fell there. Just to see some other mechanics, we'll switch to a different level. We have this available. That's cool looking. Is that playable? It is playable. It's only a very small part of it though. No. Reroll. Interesting. Kind of like the idea of him swimming and just aggressively like doing that motion, whatever that is. Let's keep that. Why not? I hope we can keep his shakes. That's what I'm hoping for. Wario's afraid of swimming. Four memory rights, and 2 memory rights, and 1 memory right. Then a stash. Wario is afraid to swim. Poor Wario. And to re-roll. He's in the air for a second here. What is he doing? Just nothing. He's just rolling. Are we supposed to be able to hit those? No. Alright, I guess we are, but I like his eyes just darting around. Oh! Suddenly he's okay. Let's throw that on Wario's flying powder. I don't know what that's a reference from, but flying powder is something that's stuck in my head for some reason when I see that. This one he's like a digger or something. Stuck in the ground. And then when he's afraid to swim, oh, we can actually pass through barriers. Ooh. Know that. Okay, well, that's fine. We're on the top. That was a cool corruption. You see that? The off to the left, it looks like every like little tip of the bubbly on the water sprouted up to the ceiling. I bet we could keep that. It's gonna be a little bit of work, but we're not gonna have that many complicated corruptions to stream, so let's try them. So we gotta sanitize that singular corruption first, if we can. May not be possible, but we can try. I like the idea of all these lines going across the screen. I don't know why. We haven't had too many interesting, like, visual bugs yet. Oh, now I know why I'm tired. I woke up this morning like early. I was like, man, why am I so tired at 11? Where I'm at. I was like, I'm gonna stay up late tonight, do a long stream, play this, then Exodus. I was gonna do, so the stream I was gonna do before this, or another corruption game I was gonna do was, Arthur something, wait. I don't know, Audra. Corruption's Arthur Ready to Race, which was a very nostalgic game for me. But it didn't corrupt too well, so I didn't play it. Or do it on stream. Very nostalgic. So we have this visual bug, but it disappears instantly. And what we want to do is we want to try to keep it. We can try switching the type of corruption that we're applying. Instead of setting the corruption temporarily using blast set, we can use the blast cheat. And hopefully that will force the value to stay. And it does. So now we can send that to the stash. This operates kind of like cheat engine, so it's forcing, instead of just setting the value once and letting the game take over and decide what to do with that value after the fact, every single iteration step we're saying, no, keep that value that we sent, don't let it change. We can call this Hills Are Alive. I don't know. That's what I can think of. Oh, it stays on the screen like that, which is kind of odd, but hey. We didn't get a lot of visual corruption, so I'm cool with it. Oh, why does the fact like everything is broken from this? Oh well. What song is this? This is still from Wario. Wario music. This is Wario Stadium. Thought I recognized it. I thought this was the DS though. It's labeled as Mario Kart 8. It's remastered. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're going from the top now. We can try rerolling Hills Are Alive to get different visual bugs. This one's kind of neat. This one's like a dark cave. We'll call it Dark Cave. I like that actually. That looks really nice. We can try a little bit more, see if we get anything else out of it. That's about the extent of it. Okay. From the top. Oh, we're still alive there for a moment. That's kind of cool looking. I want to keep this. I know I can mess with the coloration anyway, so this might be possible just through coloration settings, but let's keep this if possible. It's kind of hard because we have to die every time. I don't know actually what causes this. Okay, so that one doesn't. So it's in this half. But we can't know unless we die. Also, look at all this garbage. Jesus. It's a run off to the left side of the screen. I think we can do that. Okay, 31 memory rights. And 16. And 8. Four. 2. And while it's nighttime only when, or it's dark only when you leave the current cave, I think we can combine this with our existing corruption that creates that dark effect to enhance it. I'm hoping on. There we go. We can call this Dark Cave 2. We'll combine them so we can work on better names later. I don't know if this will mix well with this. Does this reset when we come back? It doesn't. Binding them together. It kind of works. You have to progress to kind of get the full effect, but let's keep it like that. We'll merge these stash keys together. Call it Dark Cave. I'll say something like transition screen. Transition screen. Yeah. Okay. Got that. Moving on. Yeah. Can't re-roll that one a lot. I guess we could have tried it a couple times, but we'd have to go to the end of the... We have to transition the screen every time, which is kind of a lot, so we don't bother re-rolling. There's a flashy one. That's only temporary though. Reroll. Audio. And flash it. I like that. Okay, enough of that. Okay, he wasn't stopping. Let's try another level, I think. That's kind of interesting. It looks like a store in the background, or in the foreground. We're playing in the background. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Let's corrupt here. So, gotta make another save state. Sorry if you have conflicting audio between the two. I don't know how bad that is. Let's give it a listen. Sorry if you have conflicting audio between the two. I don't know how bad that is. Let's give it a listen. I don't know how bad that is. That didn't tell me anything at all. Turn that down. Stop that. Tell me if it's terrible. It's probably terrible. Just for a second. Only because there's boss music. Go back to the regular music in a second. From the top. Do I have intensity for this area? I guess this is a fairly small area. Let's do like 500. It's kind of cool with the missing background. Kind of hoping on like mechanical changes. Maybe we can approach the guy. Oh, And stop getting hit by that thing. Yeah, that's good enough. We'll crop it right there. This one just go haywire. Nope. Only the first one. Wonder if that will be always the case. We can try. Let's try sanitizing this. We can use cheat engine again, and maybe this one object's like trajectory gets messed up. I wonder if we can apply that trajectory to every missile object, because there's only ever one on screen. So maybe if we can mess with all of them, if we make it like a cheat engine kind of thing. Try it. That's my hypothesis. We'll see if it's correct. Okay. Single memory, right? Send that to the stash, but immediately we're gonna switch this to a blast cheat. And load that corruption. Nope. Doesn't seem to have the same effect. Let me try it again. I can avoid the missile and get good. Oh, I'm bad. So bad. Man. I would not have actually got to this level by myself. Oof. Yeah, that trajectory is not messed up. Still was worth a try, but no luck on that. It seems to feel like its current trajectory or something like that. Because it can also explode in the air, which is kind of cool. I like that. But moving along. There's the boss. Oh, the whole like level is shifted. Same for that one. There's a cool coloration to that background. There's silhouettes again. That any different from... Yeah, actually it is different. These are actual silhouettes. Before we just had like the mountain silhouettes. Yeah, I shouldn't have like stood right under it. Oh well. Please we'll see if there's any corruptions with like us getting damaged. Oh, did I mess it up? I did. Ah, back from the top. Okay, 4 memory rights, 2 memory rights, and 0 memory rights. Send to stash. All this silhouettes too. We'll call this one Night Sky. How about Night Flight? That's a little better. Alright, and we can try rerolling silhouettes. Will that have any effects? Nope. No effects. From top. That one and the previous one just seems like fast mode. What's a corruption that will just kill this boss? If you can call this a boss. I know I can because I'm bad at it. Let's try beating it. Well, just once. Oh, how about we just try that one more time? Ha! Oh, never mind. How about we just jump over the first missile? Oh, Stan. I'm determined. I'm not that determined. Oh, man. So bad. Okay. I'm not even using rewinds, which is noble of me. Now my controller just set up rewinds. Oh, one more time. Minus, not that one. Oh, it only took 2 hits? Okay. Shift F8. New save state. Don't mind if I do. I'll also do one there. Okay, this is such a legitimate boss, Jesus. Imagine that in 3D. Okay, so... one here, let's just do this one here. I think this will be a lot better. Okay, there we go. I was trying to get that save state just perfect. Alright, start blasting that. That's kind of cool with the silhouettes. We already got that though. Kind of horrifying with the silhouettes, actually. Oh, like the menu's all corrupted down below. I like it. I like the feeling of 3D with the ripple effects on the sides. Like, that's pretty neat. Even though all it is just ripple in 3D, that must look amazing. I still get to see one I actually really like here, unfortunately. You try killing him. I don't know how to do this at all. Oh. You only have, oh yeah, that's right, we only had one hit, didn't we? Shoot. I was like, excuse me, that was too fast. Shoot, alright. I don't even beat that boss without knowing anything about it. But we can corrupt it more. 2,000. This is kind of cool. Let's see if we can actually die in this mode. Yeah, you can. Waluigi accepts his fate. On that one. Even though you can't do anything, which is always kind of like a meh kind of corruption. Oh, so we gotta keep 2 corruptions here. One where he falls to the ground and one where the platform's missing. We'll do both of those. Send this to the stash. And for the time being, we'll sanitize this one. And we'll combine those corruptions later. It just makes it easier for sanitizing for the time being. Alright, single one. We'll call this... Oh, don't want that. I say Waluigi or Wario, really? Wario accepts his fate. I hope I said that. Okay, there's that one, and there's also this one. Okay, almost finished. Takes a little while, but eventually we get there. And one more, right? Send. Stash. Wario accepts his fate. Bind these 2 together. And throw that on the stockpile. And delete these 2. Okay. Cool. We didn't try rerolling any of those, but doesn't look like we have much of an effect to it. Let's move on. That's kind of cool. Eyes are missing, body's all messed up. If we could only get Wario, that's all I want. Just Wario back, and I will love this corruption. It's a gamble. It really is. Is that any better than our current one? That one or this one? I like this one better. You can still see the platform. We try re-rolling this. They actually look like worse versions of Clown Vomit. That one is kind of cool because the waves are like the corruption in the background. You know what? Oh, other than Wario being stuck down here. Can't jump. I think I'm happy with that first one. We'll call this Wario must defeat corruptions themselves. About corruption itself. Wario must defeat corruption itself. Does he normally have pupils? Forget. Yeah, he does. Just tick on in this case, or... That's our music! Or the corruption one. Also, did we, like, finish a... round? No, I don't know what's happening there. Oh, did we beat it? I don't know what we did. We sealed the gate, and with it, Wario died himself. He sacrificed so much, you know. His sentence. I love it. Great. Oh no, now he's staying. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna call this corrupted music because we're not gonna keep it, the name. But we're gonna combine it with this one. That not work? Yeah, those won't combine it. I guess it. Okay, that works. Was that a reroll? I didn't think it was. But they must be at the same source address. We can check it. Last editor. Oh, that's right, we can't sanitize this one anymore. So I guess we had 2 memory writes. Or similar. We'll say Wario accepts his fate. So we can use the music corruption for something at least. And we'll what are we gonna do? We're gonna re-roll corrupted music. And we got kind of lucky there with the randomness. Yeah. All of these kind of sound like nothing. Occasionally we get the good one though. Alright, from the top. Another corrupted one, but I think that's crash related. Maybe. That also sounds great, and it doesn't die. Sounds like one of those difficult to keep musical corruptions. Music one's gonna be kind of tricky to keep. Like this one. Because, why is the reasoning for that? There's a lot of components that break the music in a certain way, and trying to keep all of them can be kind of an hassle. I think we're kind of seeing with this. We're having to do a lot of rerolls in order to preserve the original sound. I think we're gonna scratch this one. Start from the top. Look at that neck! Oh my god. We're gonna send this to Wasabi. And put that in Audrey. I love that image, oh my god. It's horrifying. Let's just put that in our window. There. There we are. Okay. We're saving that, of course. Gotta save that one. I don't think we can sanitize it though, which makes sense. Crashes is kind of an awful way. Can we make a B-movie reference here? Poor taste, but it's... Let's do... There's a creepypasta this reminds me of, but I don't know the name of it. Let's search for it. The pencil neck? See an image. Creepypasta. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Let's do... I want to find... Oh, we'll just do Slender Neck for the time. Reroll, see if we get anything out of it. Now the game's gonna bug me. There's another kind of one. It's kind of messing where this head location is. This one's kind of cool. What would this look like with this one? I have to send as a temp, don't I? Nope, does not mix well. The game is over, Wario. Accept the fate. I don't think we're gonna have that random placement just right again. So, let's clear history out. Start from the top. That's a cool corrupted scene. There's like a game. Oh, wait. Nope, not gonna be able to find it. I'm gonna write down a note so I don't forget to look this up. It's gonna bother me for the rest of tonight. Look up creepy pasta. It was in some game that some popular YouTuber had played, and I remember it. I remember what the character looked like, which I'm not gonna describe, but I don't remember the name of it. So, for that. Alright. Happy music. Let's grab a different place. Go back to our level select. Let's do somewhere random. I don't know if I want to do water. I've heard this song before. Where's this from? It's still like a Wario song. It's a Ash's song from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Well, I think we're gonna start wrapping it up. We've got a decent sized stockpile. There's not a whole lot of like fantastic corruptions that stand out, I'd say, but I like the couple that we did make. How's that music? We weren't gonna get a whole ton, I knew that off the bat. And these are alright, I like these. So, let's just run through them real quick. Pull them up. So from the top, we had level select, which is kind of a nice corruption because we used it to get to the rest of the game. I don't know how corrupted this actually is, if this is just something you can enable within the game. This was like a debug setting. I have no clue, but I'm happy it's there. We had speed scenery, where the scenery in the background's going crazy and everything moves super fast. As if I have turbo on, and if I put turbo on, it's extremely fast. The game just like that. There's a musical corruption there. We mentioned this kind of sounds Kirby-esque. We can't mix these two together. We can mix these two together. All this. Night's Flight. Okay. We have Wario's Nightmare, which is just a real basic corruption with the level all gone, and his eyes sort of get corrupted a bit. We have Wario's Luck, gets 99 lives. Wario's Afraid to Swim, where he just vibrates vigorously in water. Wario's Flying Powder. Peter Pan, that's what I remembered. Flying Powder. I think. That's what this reminded me of. We have The Hills Are Alive, which is our only sort of hybrid corruption. Well, that's not even hybrid, that's a crafted corruption, I guess I'd call it, using Cheat Engine. And a reroll that is Dark Cave. But the platforms on the cave are gone. We have silhouettes for one of the first boss fights. Everything is silhouetted. One of the last boss fights, actually, not one of the first. We have Wario Accepts His Fate, where we have creepy music in the background, and Wario is smashed by this horrifying creature. And you can't do anything about it, you can't move around. We have... let's do this one last. We have Slender Neck. That guy just stares at you. Kind of reminds me of... no, I shouldn't say that. That one meme where like the guy's looking behind him. That's the face he makes. Like you glance back and you see that face. God. We have another corrupted music. Actually, we already took this one, so we can remove that from the stockpile. Last, we have Wario must defeat corruption itself, where the figure is horribly corrupted. Game's sped up, I think, unintentionally. And you must fight against all odds to defeat corruption itself. So anyways, that's Wario Land for the Season 4 now, I forgot. Oh my god. I am so tired. For the Virtual Boy. That's what I should have said. I've fallen asleep at my desk. Anyways, thank you for everyone that was able to stop by. Thank you Z, thank you Extreme for the follow. And anyone else that may be lurking, I appreciate the support. I'm gonna save the stockpile real quick before I forget this. Oh, it's Wario Land Virtual Boy. And I'll put that on my desktop and make sure it's saved. So now we have a copy of that. And we'll close everything down here. And transition. Pull up some more music. Now we're running out of things to play. We'll do some Starbound. I hope I haven't done this one already. I have actually. This gets louder. I know that one. Oh, we'll do that. So kind of a short stream. We only did it, an hour and a half. We actually streamed for a while, didn't we? That's 12. If it wasn't so late already, I would transition to Abe's Exodus, but we'll save that for another night. I don't want to rush through it. I'm enjoying my playthrough of that so far. I may not... how would I phrase this? I may not corrupt for the Virtual Boy too much. There's not too many games to play for it. Wario Land was, I guess, one of the flagships, I would say. And if I'm going to do something like Tetris or, not Balloon Pop. One of those popping games where you send little baubles up and you try to make rows. I would rather corrupt one of those on like an NES or an SNES where I had more control over the corruption itself. We didn't have too much control here, but it was still fun to try. I enjoyed trying it. I enjoyed setting up the Virtual Boy before stream, which I had never done before, so that was cool. But yeah, I think we are ready to switch over, lead the reins to another streamer for the night. Let's double check who's streaming tonight. We got Judd on stream tonight. He's playing Super Mario Land 2, which I think is related to Retro, so we're gonna host him tonight. Also, he's popping in at the end. Also, check out Z's content. He has awesome content. Lately, he's been playing Apex, which I've been jealous. I don't know. You've been seemingly doing much better than I have. I was having trouble with FPS for a while there. I finally fixed that issue, so hopefully I'm going to start climbing the ranks once again. But go check out Z here. He has some awesome content. And cool. Once again, thank you everyone. I should be streaming tomorrow, I believe. We may just do an Exodus playthrough, but yeah. Have a good night, everyone.